She wore the ruby-red satin dress I bought her during our brief, unforgettable stay in Florence. A dress cut to command attention, daringly low in the back, revealing the smooth, unblemished expanse of her skin. It clung to her figure like desire itself. From across the amber-lit dining room, I watched. Candlelight shimmered on her pearl earrings, the ones she once insisted were lost forever. Her laughter drifted through the room, soft and hollow, like embers at the end of a long burning fire. She hadn't seen me. She didn't feel my eyes tracing every movement, catching each glance, every subtle shift. Nothing escaped me. A waiter approached her table, a folded slip of paper tucked discreetly into his palm. His movements were fluid, composed, unnoticeable, just as I had instructed. She accepted the note, unfolded it, and read the 5 words I had labored over with precision. I trust the risotto sublime. Her complexion drained of color. Her hand trembled. The fork slipped from her fingers. And the smile, the practiced, effortless curve of lips she once reserved for me, vanished. She stood so quickly that her wine glass tipped, bleeding crimson across the pristine linen. Her dinner companion stared at her, mystified. In that instant, she looked less like the woman I knew and more like something cornered and panicked. This was a revenge born from rage. It was a final stroke of a long and deliberate masterpiece. I had spent 4 months constructing every detail. Our story had begun back in our university days, where she, radiant and razor-sharp, cut through every crowd with elegance and wit. I was quieter, a finance student who believed in loyalty and patience over theatrics. We built a life, joined accounts, whispered dreams under warm blankets, rescued a dog, made a pact to live without children. Her choice. She claimed she wasn't ready, that our love was enough. She called me her foundation, her safe place. I believed her, every word, for 12 years. The first fracture appeared when she canceled the dinner, one we'd planned weeks in advance. Then came the business trip. That never happened. But it was a change of her phone's passcode that sounded the quiet alarm. A small gesture, seemingly innocuous, yet as chilling as hearing a faint drip in a sealed room. I didn't confront her. I watched. Words can lie. Actions do not. I copied the contents of her phone, slipped a tracker into her glove compartment, synced her laptop to a hidden server. I gave her the freedom to reveal herself, and she did completely. Within weeks I had names, hotel bookings, times, love notes exchanged under pseudonyms, A&R pledging eternal love. Her lover was younger, brash, married. She called me dependable but uninspiring. Sent him photos, intimate photos, taken in our bed. She never suspected I was reading every line, watching every move. I wasn't shattered. I was crystallized, clear, sharp, unyielding. I didn't want a quiet, civilized exit. She had curated a lie with style. I would return the favor with precision. Silently, I built my exit. Opened a separate account. Reorganized assets. Moved just enough money to keep suspicions low. I hired a lawyer, discreet and cunning, who found a clause in our prenup that stripped her of everything if she was unfaithful. She'd never even read that part. Then I chose a setting. A restaurant she adored, romantic and grand, like something from a Fellini film. I booked a table 2 weeks out, one with a clear line of sight to where she and her lover would sit. The waiter, now manager, was an old classmate, loyal, precise, invisible when needed. On the night of the reckoning, I dressed in black. No tie, just the watch she gave me on our 5th anniversary, the one she thought she'd lost. I ordered only water and waited. They arrived, fingers laced like teenagers, her confidence unshaken as she walked past me without a flicker of recognition. They laughed, kissed. She leaned in, whispered something that made his eyes flutter shut. That's when I handed the note to the waiter. Her reaction was instantaneous. Pale as porcelain, trembling. She excused herself, phone clutched tight, screen glowing with frantic messages to me. Where are you? What's going on? Can we talk? I said nothing. Instead, I sent her a single file, a dossier, screenshots, messages, audio clips, photographs, and finally, divorce papers already signed. She returned, visibly undone. He sat awkwardly, unsure, flagging down the waiter. As I passed him, I dropped my business card on the table, one handwritten sentence across the back. Your wife has all the proof. His face collapsed into panic. He fumbled for his phone. She followed me outside, her voice cracking as she called my name. I turned once, met her gaze, and said, "No lawyers needed. You lost it all." 3 weeks later, it was finished. She signed everything. No arguments, no appeals. She packed her things and left, wearing her guilt like a second skin. I kept the house, the accounts, and the silence. Her lover's marriage didn't survive, either. His wife sent me flowers. We had lunch. We laughed. There's a certain justice in shared betrayal. Occasionally, I remember how she used to look at me when her affection still rang true. But then I see her again in that scarlet gown, glowing for a man who wasn't me. Fingers clutching a simple note that unraveled her entire illusion. She expected anger, pleading drama. She forgot who I am. I don't react. I orchestrate. I don't chase. I calculate. She thought she was playing a clever game. She never realized I was building an ending. I didn't set fire to our life. I turned out the lights and walked away, leaving her to navigate the dark on her own. Betrayal doesn't need noise. Just a soft click of a door closing and the final sound of the lock falling into place.